Welcome to my channel. So today's episode and or discussion point is going to be AI, artificial intelligence, and specifically the artificial intelligence that I was referencing today was the Microsoft version thereof, called Copilot. And it came with a computer that I got. And I'm going to discuss that with you now, whether you like that or not. One of the things I noticed as I put an inquiry into the Copilot AI system is that it would give me a response pretty fast. And when I say pretty fast, I'm talking like under 10 seconds, maybe 20 if it was running slow or the Wi-Fi was running slow. Or if I made an elaborately long question, it might run a little bit slower to correlate the data. But then it would give me an answer, and the answer would be a certain length in writing. Okay. And then I would go through and I'd try and refine the answer and get better results because I found that there were certain generic things that were coming back from the AI source. And I know there's more information out there concerning the subjects that I brought up. So I noticed that, say, it did a 2-page response in writing to me, and those pages were broken up by paragraph, and then those paragraphs had some distance between them, and then it was done, and it was say it was 2 pages. I'm not saying that's accurate. I'm just saying because I don't have it in front of me. Then I would say I'd refine it and try and get more data out of the inquiry that I'd made, and I'd refine it. And that does not mean that it would extend the letter or the response. It means that it would make the response more accurate or give me better information with less subjective data. And I found that was a little bit on the iffy side for response, which is not bad. It's still a new system. But then when I said, give me 3 pages, which is more than what it was giving me, of information back, it acted like a grade schooler giving information back to a teacher where they don't have enough information. So instead they put in bullet points and they put in parentheses and they extended the gap between paragraphs, and they did everything they could to make 3 pages out of the information they're giving, but they didn't add much more data. So the ChatGPT system, or the OpenAI, or the Copilot system that I was using, basically stalled out on the information and then tried to make 3 pages out of the same piece of information, which to me was amusing. I was amused by that, but it didn't benefit me in what I was looking for. I was looking for more information, and I got bullet points instead. And that's not a negative critique. It's just maybe I should have asked for 5 pages of information with deeper research involved, instead of a skimming or a minor research on the information. Maybe I could have gone for peer-reviewed information or something. So I asked it a series of questions that had nothing to do with that subject. I switched subjects, and it was weird. The amount of data pages came back the same, roughly. So it came back to like 2 pages. And then I asked it to write letters for me, and the letters came back as 1 page. It's fine. But every time I asked for a data inquiry, it usually gave me about 2 pages. It didn't really give me more. I know there's more. I know there's the Library of Congress is more. So I know there's huge amounts of data out there, but it wasn't, either it didn't have access to that data, or that data is not on the internet and it doesn't have access to the data. Something is missing. Then I asked for information concerning things like wages in California, and it gave me information that's old, like not current. And everybody says, "Oh no, it's current. It's current. It's within a year." It's like, no, it's not. It's 10 years ago, the wages that it offered me for welders 10 years ago, that was accurate. Currently, it's not even close, because no welder is going to take a job for $25 an hour. And a trade shop, a welding trade shop, is probably $125 an hour minimum. So that's the numbers it gave me was between $25 and $100 an hour. And that hasn't been true for a while, because material costs went up, fuel costs went up, and welders use materials and fuels. And there is no way a welder's going to lose money manufacturing something for you. So those numbers are wrong in the state of California. Now in Texas, it might be different. In Alaska, it might be different. I don't know. But I asked for information here in California, and it gave me wages that I would have laughed at last year, this year, next year. And no. So interesting. Then I asked about political references and stuff, and it was pretty vague on those, which I anticipated, because those are a lot of political opinions are opinion based. I mean, they're opinions. So the information was fairly generic, and it didn't go into detail or depth on the information. And even after asking 4 or 5 questions to gain, garner, or release more information, the information would come back roughly the same, some minor tweaks. The language changed a lot. The way the language was written changed a lot. But it didn't give me more information concerning the subject at hand. And I know there's more. So that's the conversation about AI right now. It's April 3rd, 2025, and I'm not expecting, artificial intelligence to be perfect. That would be ridiculous. These are just some of the limitations I found with it, and I'll have to create better questions to ask the AI to find out what it can do, because what I found out as of April 3rd is it can't do anything currently that's useful of a serious nature. It can write a flowery letter, and it can write a notation that's well thought out theoretically. But if I was to write those letters, and I took ChatGPT's letter and I took it and refined it, I'd take out like half the language, because it's like trying to butter somebody up with the language. And I don't need to butter people up. I need them to get data. And so when I need people to get data, I don't want to confuse them with flowery language that makes them feel nice. I don't in a data set, I don't need that. I don't need the flowery language. We may need that to get into a politician's inbox, and so he'll read it, or a lawyer's inbox, or a judge's inbox, so they'll read it. They need to be buttered up a little bit. But when it comes down to making sales or creating data sets for scientists, I don't need the flowery language. It's completely unnecessary. So for me personally, I find that the system's not as nuanced as it could be. We could refine it. The letters could get shorter in bulk and deeper in data, and we'd probably improve the system. And right now it's kind of designed to give a flowery response where people kind of feel good about the response, and they can read it and go, ooh, they used big words. And sometimes we don't need big words. Sometimes we need accurate words. And just because a word is big doesn't mean it's the word we need. on the other hand, just because a word is small doesn't mean the word is bad, but it probably needs to be a larger word than the small words. Like we need to pass on the more on the 3-letter words and go to the 4-letter words and the 5-letter words, get a little bit more elaborate. But we don't need to use language that doesn't move the information forward to the next person. Language that butters people up and makes them feel good about reading the letter, it can be helpful, but not necessary. So that's my take on AI systems for now. I couldn't get a spreadsheet out of it. I could not get a drafted design out of it. I could not get pictures out of it. I could not get diagrams, like exploded views of parts. I could not get pictorial information. I could get written word, and that is extremely limiting when they say in the next 5 years or so, AI is going to take over our jobs. If it can't give me an exploded diagram of a part that I know has a design spec on it, then it's not going to take over my job. There's no possible way, because you can't use flowery language to describe a visual design. And there's no way to create a visual design without a drawing or understanding each and every single part. And humans need drawings to visualize what they're doing. It's easier. That's why all the assembly instructions for all the furniture has gone away from written word and language to pictorial only. Anyways, that's my thought on it. Leave your comments below if you want to talk more or discuss this with me, and send some information my way about ChatGPT or OpenAI or the Microsoft's Copilot or whatever system, Grok. You name the system, you leave a comment. I'm open to hearing about it. I don't know enough about AI, and I'm not trying to be negatively critical. I'm just saying there's limits. So, leave a comment if you like this. Thumbs up. If you really, really like this, share it with a friend. If you really, really, really like this, make some information of your own on a video and share it with me, because I want to see what you're doing. Have a great day.